Hey there, fellow cruisers. I've been thinking, what if you could have your cake and eat it too? What if you could live aboard a comfortable trawler, explore rivers, lakes, and coastal waters, and then just hitch it up to your truck and move to a completely different cruising ground whenever you felt like it? Well, that's exactly what trailerable trawlers are all about. These are real boats with real berths, galleys, and heads, not just weekend runabouts. We're talking about pocket cruisers you can actually live on as a couple or small family, but they're still small enough to tow behind a suitable pickup. Now, before we dive in, a quick word of caution. Trailerable doesn't automatically mean easy for everyone. You'll need to check your vehicle's tow rating, consider trailer weight, launch ramp logistics, and local regulations. In many U.S. states, an 8.5-foot beam is road legal without special permits, but always verify for your area. Today, I'm breaking down the top 5 trailerable trawlers that genuine liveaboards are using right now. These boats have proven themselves on the Great Loop, coastal cruises, and everything in between. So grab your coffee and let's dive in. Coming in at number 5, we have something truly unique, the Nimble Nomad 25. This is essentially a trailerable houseboat designed by the famous naval architect Ted Brewer back in the 1980s. And here's the cool part, Ted Brewer chose this as his retirement boat. If that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what does. At about 25 feet long and 8.5-foot beam, the Nomad is incredibly light, only 2,450 pounds dry according to reviews. Your trailering weight will increase with the engine, gear, and trailer, but it's still one of the lightest options out there. Many owners tow with mid-size SUVs or half-ton trucks, though you should always verify your specific setup. One owner said they can tow 400 miles in a single day and be on the water by nightfall. The draft? Just 16 inches with the engine up. This thing will float in very shallow water. The layout is like a water RV. You've got a boxy cabin to maximize space. The helm is forward cab style for great visibility. Behind that is a dinette that seats 4 and converts to a double berth, plus a settee that makes another single berth. So you can sleep 3 people comfortably. There's an enclosed head compartment, a compact galley with a stove, sink, and icebox or fridge, and about 6 feet 3 inches of headroom. With numerous windows and 2 doors, ventilation is fantastic. It even has a little forward cockpit in the bow, like a little porch to sit and enjoy the morning. Now, the Nomad is slow, and that's by design. Owner reviews report cruising at 5 to 7 knots, maybe pushing 8 or 9 knots maximum. Fuel burn is about 1.5 gallons per hour at 7 knots, and under a gallon per hour at 5 knots. You can cruise all day for pocket change. But this is a boat for rivers, lakes, canals, and protected coastal routes. Don't take it offshore in rough water. That flat bottom will pound and chop. Production is limited now. These are mostly found on the used market, with prices typically ranging from $20,000 to $50,000, depending on condition and equipment. There's a dedicated owners group, and these quirky little trawlers have a loyal following. If you want maximum mobility, ultra-shallow draft, and don't need speed, the Nimble Nomad is an affordable, charming option for protected waters. At number 4, we have a boat for the serious cruiser, the Rosborough RF-246. If you want a pocket trawler that's built like a tank and designed for the North Atlantic, this is it. Rosborough originally built these in Nova Scotia for Canadian fisheries and law enforcement. They're tough, seaworthy, and have a near-cult following. At 25 feet with an 8.5-foot beam, the RF-246 is right at that trailerable limit. Depending on the model year and configuration, dry weight ranges from about 5,400 to 7,500 pounds. On the trailer with fuel and gear, your total weight will vary significantly. It could approach 10,000 pounds or more with everything loaded. You'll definitely want a 3/4 ton or 1 ton truck with the proper tow rating. Many owners don't trailer these weekly. They'll launch for the season and trailer mainly for winter storage or to relocate to a new cruising ground. But having that option is huge. Inside, the Rosborough is surprisingly spacious. There are 3 different interior layouts to choose from, different galley and dinette arrangements. You get approximately 6.5 feet of headroom, a dinette that seats 4 and converts to a double berth, a full galley with stove, sink, and fridge, and forward is a nice-sized V-berth. The enclosed head has a flush toilet and shower with hot water, proper liveaboard amenities. Storage is abundant, and the fit and finish is utilitarian but solid. You've got wide side decks with safety rails, making it easy to move around the boat. Depending on engine configuration, typically with a 200 horsepower outboard top speed can reach 25 to 30 knots. though most owners cruise at 12 to 15 or slower for economy. The fuel capacity is 115 gallons in newer models, giving you excellent range at trawler speeds. And the seaworthiness? Owner stories tell of these boats confidently handling the Gulf of Mexico, Georgian Bay, and even the inside passage to Alaska. The high bow and substantial weight punch through chop that would send lighter boats running for cover. Owners say things like built like a tank and describe these boats as the perfect cruising companion. There's an active owners group and many people keep their Rosboroughs for decades. One reviewer said the RF-246 has an almost cult-like following, and I can see why. Used examples can start in the mid-$30,000 range for older models, with more recent or fully outfitted models exceeding $100,000. If you want maximum seaworthiness and confidence in a trailerable package, the Rosborough is legendary. Moving up to number 3, let's talk about a boat with classic good looks, the Atlas Acadia 25. This is a Down East style cruiser built in Florida, and it's got that beautiful lobster boat profile with a plumb bow and round portholes. If you want a trailerable trawler that turns heads in every harbor, this is it. She's right around 25 feet long with an 8.5-foot beam, typically powered by a 150 to 180 horsepower Yanmar diesel inboard. The towing weight will vary with configuration, but you'll want a 3/4 ton truck or a stout half-ton with a proper tow package to handle it safely. The Acadia has a semi-enclosed pilot house. There's a hardtop and windshield, but the back is open to the cockpit. Great for ventilation in warm climates, and many owners add canvas curtains for weather protection. Step down inside and you've got standing headroom. Owners report around 6.5 feet. Forward is a V berth for 2. There's an enclosed head with a pull-out shower. That's a big deal for liveaboard comfort. The galley has a sink, single burner stove, fridge, and decent counter space. The real feature here is the cockpit. It's very spacious for a 25-footer, perfect for fishing, entertaining, or just setting up a couple of deck chairs to enjoy your morning coffee. With that diesel inboard, owner reviews show the Acadia cruises nicely around 15 to 16 knots and can reach speeds over 20 knots when needed. Owner reported fuel burn is about 3.5 gallons per hour at cruising speed. The 60-gallon tank gives you a solid range for coastal cruising. Owners love the Acadia's looks and seaworthiness. It's got a full keel that protects the prop and helps it handle rough water for its size. Used Acadias from the 90s and 2000s can be found in the $30,000 to $80,000 range, depending on condition, and new builds or recently built semi-custom models may exceed $100,000. It's a beautiful, capable pocket trawler with that classic character. At number 2, we have the tough, no-nonsense workhorse, the C-Dory 25 Cruiser. C-Dory builds these in Washington State, and they're known for one thing: simplicity and ruggedness. Think of it as the pickup truck of pocket trawlers, not fancy, but it'll go anywhere and never let you down. At 25 feet 5 inches with that same 8.5-foot beam, the C-Dory is light, only about 3,950 pounds dry according to the specs. Now your trailered weight will depend on your outboard, fuel, gear, and trailer itself, so it'll be significantly higher. You'll want to verify your specific rig's weight and make sure your tow vehicle is up to the task. Depending on your setup, a robust half-ton truck with a proper tow package or a 3/4 ton might be needed. The good news is it's one of the lighter options in this class. Inside, you've got a fully enclosed wheelhouse with about 6 feet 9 inches of headroom, very airy with big windows all around. Forward is a V berth for 2, and there's an enclosed head with a shower. The dinette on the port side converts to another berth so you could sleep 3 or 4 in a pinch. The galley is simple, a sink with pressure water, usually a single burner stove, and a 12-volt fridge. Storage is under seats and in lockers. It's not luxurious. The interior is molded fiberglass with teak trim, easy to wash down. But that's the point. Fewer systems mean less to break. Performance? This planing hull is economical at displacement speeds and can move when you need it to. With a 100-gallon fuel tank, you've got good range. Owners report efficient operation at slower speeds and the ability to plane out for faster passages when needed. The flat-bottom hull design means the ride can get bouncy and chop. So the trick is to slow down and pick your weather, but in protected waters it's steady and capable. The C-Dory has a very loyal fan base. There's even a forum called Sea Brats where owners share their adventures. Many have done the great loop in these boats. New builds run around $192,000 as of 2025, and used ones can be found from $50,000 to $120,000 depending on age and condition. If you want maximum simplicity, easy maintenance, and a boat that just works, the C-Dory 25 is hard to beat. And now our number one pick, the rock star of trailerable trawlers, the Ranger Tugs R27 Luxury Edition. Ranger Tugs out of Washington State basically invented the modern pocket yacht concept, and the R27 is their flagship model for couples. This is the outboard version they redesigned back around 2018, and it's well equipped for serious cruising. At 31 feet 7 inches overall, yeah, they call it a 27, but that includes the outboard and swim step. This boat has an 8.5-foot beam, which keeps it road legal in many U.S. states without special permits. She weighs approximately 7,000 to 8,000 pounds dry, but when you factor in fuel, gear, and the trailer itself, you might be looking at 10,000 to 12,000 pounds or more depending on your configuration. So you'll definitely want a 3/4 ton pickup, a 2500 or F-250 class truck with the proper tow rating. Always check your vehicle's specific capacity. Owners say trucks in this class handle it well, with one owner noting his 2500 HD barely knows it's back there. Now here's where the R27 really shines, the interior. You've got a bright enclosed pilot house with over 6 feet of headroom and windows everywhere. Forward, there's a proper V-berth for two, an enclosed head with a hot shower and electric flush toilet, and a clever convertible dinette that can flip to face forward for a companion seat or convert to a berth for guests or kids. The galley, propane stove and oven with broiler, hot and cold pressure water, fridge, microwave. Out back, you've got a self-bailing cockpit with seating for 4 or 5, an electric grill, and even an outdoor sink. Many R27s are delivered well equipped for cruising. Things like heating and air conditioning, solar panels, and modern electronics with radar and autopilot are available, though you'll want to check specific options on any boat you're considering. It's one of the more turnkey options in this class. Performance-wise, she's versatile. For economical cruising, you're looking at around 8 to 10 knots, very efficient for extended range. When you need more speed, she'll plane nicely at around 15 to 16 knots for faster passages, and can reach a top speed of about 36 knots if you really need to move. Owners love that flexibility. You can slow down and save fuel, or speed up when weather's coming. The trade-off? Price. A new R27 runs around $260,000 fully loaded as of 2025. And space is cozy. 2 people are very comfortable, but 4 would be tight. But if you want a well-equipped, versatile pocket trawler that's proven on the Great Loop, this is why it's our number one pick. Owners absolutely rave about these boats, and for good reason. So there you have it, our countdown of the top 5 trailerable trawlers you can actually live on. Each of these boats has proven itself with real owners doing real voyages. They all have berths, galleys, and closed heads, everything you need to live aboard comfortably as a couple or small family. And the best part? You can trailer them to explore completely different waters. Now remember, before you commit to any of these, do your homework. Check your tow vehicle's actual ratings. Consider the trailer weight with fuel and gear. Think about launch ramp logistics in your area, and verify local regulations. Trailerable means different things depending on your truck, your location, and how often you plan to move the boat. Whether you're dreaming about the Great Loop, weekend gunk-holing in your local waters, or a season cruising protected coastal areas, there's a trailerable trawler on this list that might be perfect for you. If you found this helpful, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more cruising content. And drop a comment, do you agree with our number one pick? Which one would you choose? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, fair winds and following seas, my friends.